It's on multiple levels, really. ACOC is a very ridiculous name. Let's face it, ACOC. And that makes people want to keep it just because it's great for, I don't know, t-shirt designs. I've seen a lot of great advertising. I actually made a small film where like 10 seconds of it was like just devoted to ACOC puns. And I think that's great, that's fun, but I think that plays to why it's trivialized and not seen as too big of an issue. And also because, I mean, people just don't view race as important. When you look at the polls, white men or white people on average just do not, I can't remember the exact statistics, I think it's like 60%, do not view race as an issue. While with blacks and Hispanics, the numbers are completely different. I think it's like 80% see race as an issue. I mean, look at New York and Chicago and lots of major cities that have stop and frisk, where you can just be stopped, basically physically assaulted, and for looking quote unquote suspicious, and it's just, I think it's because of it's trivialized because people don't have these perspectives. They don't go out and look for them. I mean, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and then we were talking about, he's asking me, well, Sam, why are you in a women's studies course? Why are you interested in women's studies? And I said, well, I mean, I find that there's a large gender inequality in America, and I would like to learn about it and see how I can help. And I asked him, why aren't you taking women's studies? And he scoffed and said, well, that's just not important. I mean, it's not really, I don't really see that as a big issue to me. It's like, well, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people on this planet are women, roughly 50%. And he just asked him, well, he actually asked me, so, I mean, do you like going to the women's center all the time for classes? I'm like, wait, what? He legitimately thought that women's studies classes happened in the women's center. He thought that was what the women's center was for. He said, well, what else would it be for? And I think it's just a matter of your perspective on campus, what you see, what you think is important, and what you learn about. I found it to be incredible that someone could have that, I guess, intellect gap on that regard. Not to say that he's stupid, just that he did not know that. And I think that just speaks very heavily to this idea of not knowing certain things. And I think that's why it's trivialized. It's trivialized because people don't know it's important. People don't look at this building and think, well, that's fucked up. I mean, that is messed up.
Thank you. Last two questions.
Yeah.
So while I was doing some research on this, I found out there's something called DukeFactChecker.com. Do you know what it is?
Duke Fact Checker. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
It's just people post up, Duke facts, and sometimes it ranges from, little things like, oh, there is this bathroom that doesn't work, to the ACOC issue. Mm-hmm. So there was one that was titled Letter to President Broadhead regarding the ACOC issue.
Yes.
And when I was reading it, it said, whoever wrote the letter said, we have written to you privately 4 times in the last 2 years, and you haven't responded. And the writer said, well, if you don't respond to us, basically we are going to have, student demonstrations and do things to make changes on campus. It wasn't a threat, it was just saying you need to pay attention to this. Mm-hmm. So I just want to talk a little bit about the administration's action, because it seems like they are pretty aloof about this. What does administration's role, how important is the administration's role in this issue, one? And what do you think it means, what do you think this detachment, aloofness of administration sort of reflect on our campus?
Would you be able to ask the second question after I answer the first one?
Yes.
Could you repeat the first one, please?
Okay, the first one is, damn it, I forgot. What was it?
Language.
I'm cutting my part out. What was my first one? I really don't remember.
The administration's power in it all? What is
the administration's role? No, I don't think this was the question. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What do you think is the administration's role?
If you want, we could play it back. I'm fairly certain it got on there.
Yeah, probably, but. No, I'm just gonna ask you the second question.
Okay.
And which I think is more important. So what do you think, what implication does the administration's aloofness have to resolving this issue? Because it seems like it's true, students haven't brought up this issue a lot, but the administration hasn't responded and they seem to remain pretty detached.
I feel like the administration does not want to concern itself with issues. It's like, I don't see why, if I were this amorphous blob known as Duke, I don't know why I would want to deal with other issues. This is something that makes me look worse. It's like with the Asia Prime parties. I mean, the last thing the university wants is that to get out. The last thing that they want to deal with is a race scandal, and that's what this would turn into. It immediately is a negative thing. It would not be viewed as Duke makes positive stand towards race. It would be Southern racists push forward in an attempt to meet up with the rest of the world. And I just worry because I don't think the administration wants to make an effort, so I think it's gonna have to come down to that. It's gonna be at that point where student demonstrators come forward and make an effort, and if the university sees that as important, something will happen. And that's what I think would happen, hopefully.
Last question. What does it mean for us, as in the Duke community, if this issue is not taken up, as in it's not addressed properly?
If this issue of the naming of ACOG is not addressed, I'm just worried, I guess. I don't know. I worry for the freshmen that I guess are in here. When I was sitting in the lobby, I saw a few black faces come in and out, and I just feel bad that they are probably going to be subjected to this similar steps of getting more and more angry as time goes by. And if this name change doesn't happen, I don't see Duke progressing. I feel like it's not only the next step, but not only a next step, but the next step, in my opinion, because we need to move forward. We need to make our present better for our future. So it disappoints me. I think it's along with, it's on the small list of things that doesn't make me an angry black man. It makes me very sad.
I don't know if you said this while I was gone, but so you talked about how you would feel if this issue wasn't taken up. I want you to also tell me about what kind of implication it would have if the issue is not addressed. So, as in, if we let this issue go and people don't care about it, what does it mean for us?
It means, if this issue isn't addressed, then it means that Duke is the same. It is symbolic of the fact that after years, decades after this building was named after Charles, it is still the same. And it's saying that we hold the same regard and respect for this man as we did in maybe the 1910s. And I find that very disheartening. I feel like what it means is our school is the same. And we're going to keep ostracizing the black students that we do let in year after year. And it means that we're just going to be going in the same steps.
Love it. That was, thank you so much.